My name is Nick Haycock. I'm from Cambridge, Massachusetts, and I'm one of the co-founders of Kava. Kava is a plant that grows in the South Pacific and has been used to make a traditional beverage for thousands of years. The roots from the plant are used to create a beverage which is also called kava. It's used in a lot of traditional ceremonies. For instance, in Tonga, when a new king is crowned, there's a kava ceremony that goes along with it. It grows in places like Hawaii, Fiji, Vanuatu. It has a naturally occurring compound in it called kava lactone. And when you take kava, it makes you feel very relaxed.
I'm Ben Berdan. I'm from Cambridge, Massachusetts. I went to Kenyon College with Rodrigo, and I went to high school with Nick Haycock. And a few years ago,
we became roommates in Brooklyn, New York. I had just tried kava and I thought it was a really cool product. So I started talking about it with Ben.
We both really enjoyed it.
Kava is not a depressant like alcohol. It's not something that's going to impair your judgment. You'll have that same mental sharpness that you had prior to using kava, but you'll just feel a little more relaxed and possibly more social and so forth. We both thought it was a really cool product. We looked around in stores. We didn't see any kava products that were came in a bottle and were ready to drink.
This could be a product that could help a lot of people.
So we thought, it'd be a pretty cool thing to try to develop and bring to market.
So we set out to do that.
We started experimenting, creating flavors at home.
We probably made about 100 different batches of kava. Some so strong that it would numb your entire mouth.
We tried a lot of different things. We probably tried, about 50 different flavors. Some of them were really, really bad.
It took a lot to get all the proportions right, but we finally came up with a master recipe. 2 flavors. We have a ginger citrus and a mint lemon. We're exploring other flavors.
I'm Greg Richin. I'm from Madison, Connecticut. I went to Colgate University in upstate New York.
My name's Rodrigo. I'm from Tucson, Arizona. My time at Kava has been spent either in production. The 4 of us do all the bottling, labeling, and brewing at the factory in Long Island City. We sell into stores, we do demos, raise awareness. That's kind of a big thing right now. Most people don't know what kava is, so getting the word out is kind of like priority 1.
I'm really excited about the product and about these guys. I think we have a great team, and I think the product speaks for itself. I don't think there's a big amount of salesmanship that goes into it. I think when people try kava, they love it for what it is.
One of the cool things recently with King Kava was noticing that more and more people are getting into it, like understanding what it is, recognizing the brand, and getting fired up about what we're doing.
So far, King Kava has been pretty well received. We're debuting in our first Whole Foods location, which is Whole Foods Tribeca. One thing that we want to do is add a couple more flavors.
But it's very expensive to try new flavors because we have to order products that we don't stock currently.
Even though things are going well, it would definitely help us from an economic standpoint to have more flavors, just to have more products to be able to sell. So we want to add 2 new flavors.
Possibly some pomegranate, possibly some grapefruit. I don't want to give away too many details.
And to do so, we're going to raise $10,000. And $10,000 might seem like a lot of money, but when you sort of examine the cost of creating new flavors, it's actually pretty cheap.
It takes us about 100 different attempts at a recipe before we find one that we like, before that we're really settled on it and we're ready to bottle it.
In order for us to bring 2 new flavors to market, first of all, we're going to have to spend a fair amount of money buying new ingredients, coming up with different flavor ideas and making them at home. To make a profit on every bottle we sell, we have to buy things in bulk. And one thing that we absolutely necessarily need to buy in bulk is labels. So if we come up with 2 new flavors, we're probably going to be spending around $1,500 on labels alone. That's just like having the labels printed. And then in addition to that, we're going to need to design labels for those bottles. So we're going to need to probably hire a designer. Another thing that we're going to need is working capital, because as you're selling these flavors, obviously you have this revenue coming in, but say you make the flavor the 1st of the month and then you sell it on, say, the 15th of the month, you're not necessarily getting paid on the 15th of the month. You might get paid that day, like sort of COD, but you also might get paid on some type of payment term like net 30, where you're getting paid 30 days afterwards. So if you have these big orders coming in, even if it's, even if everything's going really well, having these like increasingly large orders, if you don't have the working capital for it, it can, cause a real problem, because, you'll run out of money.
For a small company like ours, it's a really big step, so we need all the help we can get with something as seemingly simple as developing a new flavor. It's actually a very long and arduous process for us, and it's expensive as well.
Yeah, so we have some really cool rewards for everyone who participates, depending on the level of participation. So look below, and you can check out what we're offering. Thanks for taking the time to watch our Kickstarter. We really appreciate it.